I am a specialist Stephen Stringer. I'm a 68 Whiskey combat medic. I'm also a paramedic on the civilian side. So this MEDREX 19-5 it's an opportunity for us to come and get some experience with some illnesses, some injuries that we wouldn't see in the United States. It's also an opportunity to share some knowledge with the Rwandans here. Like the illnesses that you get here, the first patient I saw when I got here had some pretty bad malaria, which I've never seen in the United States. I don't even know, how common it is in the United States. We see like a lot of tuberculosis, some regional illnesses that we don't get a whole lot of exposure to. Another huge difference is the amount of availability of the equipment and supplies. So we have some issues with some of our patients just because we don't have the equipment, or the equipment's broken, or we're just waiting on supplies to treat them the way that we should be able to. Yeah, especially as a combat medic, we work most of the time out of little aid bag, which is everything we can carry on our back. And preserving as many supplies as possible is going to help us out a lot, which is exactly what we're practicing here, is with few supplies. So the more tips and tricks we learn, the more patients we're going to be able to treat in the future. The Rwandans are, I really enjoy working with them. It's been a great learning experience for me. As far as some of the patients we've treated, one of the most notable ones was a young 19-year-old girl who had just this huge pleural effusion, is what we call it. So it's just a bunch of liquid in her lung. And we had to give her a chest tube to drain that fluid out, which was a great experience for me because I haven't performed a chest tube on a person prior to this. So I had the ER doc helping me out with it, but we got it accomplished. So it was a little crazy because normally we would be giving these people a bunch of anesthetics, really numbing that pain down, and all we had to do it with was some lidocaine, just to numb the area, so local anesthesia, which is not always 100% pain-free. So it was a little difficult, making an incision while somebody can still kind of feel what's going on. But like I said, we got it done, and I'm glad it helped her out. She got out of the hospital safely. So another thing about that procedure is it involved a lot of equipment that we weren't used to. So it ended up taking their ER doc to show us how they manage it with their equipment that doesn't seem like it should fit together. We've really learned to appreciate all the equipment that we have in the United States. And a huge takeaway is learning to work with a little bit of equipment and getting back to your basics. Taking vital signs by watching your watch and counting breaths, counting pulse rate, rather than relying on that machine. So going back to the basics is a real takeaway. One thing I think everybody should really recognize about Rwanda is how far the country has come in the past couple of decades. I was doing some research and I read that they started with 20 medical doctors in 1994. The last count, they were at over 1,000. So I just think it should be appreciated how much work they've put into bettering their country. In the United States, we're so used to, you're in the ER and you're either admitted to the hospital or you're out within 12 hours, 24 hours. We've had people sitting in beds for days just because of broken equipment, a lack of supplies, just waiting on availability, really. So if I had to point out one big thing about working here. That really sticks out in my mind. If there is an open bed, it's not empty for long. You know, there's constantly a line outside the emergency department, just waiting to be seen.